Nigeria joins the rest of the world today to celebrate World Humanitarian Day, a global event commemorated annually to acknowledge the work and the risks faced by humanitarian workers worldwide. It is a day that is set aside to also honor those workers who were injured or killed in the course of discharging humanitarian duties. World Humanitarian Day was designated by the United Nations Assembly in 2008 to coincide with the anniversary of the 2003 bombing of the United Nations headquarters in Baghdad, Iraq. This year's theme is Acts for Humanity, with emphasis on the collective action needed to protect humanitarian workers that are attacked while providing critical assistance to vulnerable populations. And joining us to discuss this on the news is UNICEF Chief of Maiduguri Field Office, Dr. Tushar Rane. Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Rane. It's nice to have you around.
Thank you.
So first, to start with, what is the significance of celebrating across the globe, looking at the hashtag?
Yeah, basically the World Humanitarian Day is commemorated every year to recognize humanitarians who do their utmost to support vulnerable populations across the globe. It is a day basically to recommit to humanitarian causes and advocate for a better operating environment, and for not only humanitarian workers but also the people they serve. From Gaza to Sudan to Democratic Republic of Congo, Myanmar, Ukraine and Northeast Nigeria, the world is witnessing a widespread failure to protect humanitarian workers, providing aid and protection to these children. It is past time for world leaders to recommit to the protection of the humanitarian worker, risking their lives to save and protect the civilians in war, including the children. The world is failing humanitarian workers and the children who rely on them heavily for survival and protection.
Okay,
the World Humanitarian Day.
Yeah, I understand. So then, given the increasing risks faced by humanitarian workers, as I've just highlighted, when it comes to conflict zones and management, like Maiduguri, for instance, what are the specific measures that you believe can be implemented to ensure the safety and protection of the staff and, of course, partners on ground?
So, all the humanitarian workers in the Northeast region have been targeted for abduction. Many of the humanitarian workers in the Northeast region are targeted for abduction and even threat for life. As recently as 2 weeks back, humanitarian workers were abused and were attacked during the nationwide protest, and structures were attacked and razed in the past. It is past time for the world leaders to commit for the protection of the humanitarian workers, risking their lives to save and protect civilians in war and also children. We are focused on partnerships that bring solution and not blames. There is always a room to do better, to save to basically protect the humanitarian workers who risk their lives to save and protect children, yet face increasing attacks by varying parties. On this occasion of this World Humanitarian Day, UNICEF demands action to protect humanitarian workers and their vital work for children. We must focus on solutions and act for humanity.
Talking about solutions and the need to have aid being delivered to people who are in need in those conflict zones. Now, what do you think would be necessary that can be done? Probably some sort of contribution or collaboration that could actually aid in ensuring that these aids get to the intended recipients.
Yeah, indeed, it's a collaborative effort. It's not a standalone, isolated effort by any organization, but that is a collective that could contribute to it. And UNICEF is calling on the authorities to ensure this protection for humanitarian workers, medical professionals, and the hospitals, transport, supply that would need to fulfill their mission and to end the impunity for this attack once and for all. Not only hospitals, applies for schools as well.
And finally, even as we actually commemorate World Humanitarian Day, what message would you like to convey to both the perpetrators of violence against humanitarian workers and even the global community regarding the importance of protecting those who dedicate their lives to saving others?
So it has to be a concerted effort. We demand an end to the attack on these violations and call on world leaders to act to end the impunity and protect humanitarian workers and the vital services they provide for children and humanity. Let's work together and act for humanity.
Dr. Tushar Rane, you're doing a good job. We say thank you very much and we wish you all the best. Thank you for talking to us too.
Thank you.